Welcome to the second part of our trip to St. Simon the Tanner Monastery in Muqattam, Cairo, Egypt. And the story of this monastery continues when the governor decided to move all the garbage collectors of Cairo to one of the hills of Al-Muqattam, where they built themselves primitive houses of tin that composed the Zabbalin village, or the garbage collectors village, which was erratically established in 1969. And the number of the trash collectors reached about 15,000 in 1987. This number had doubled now. In 1972, one of those garbage collectors, who most of them were Christians, had met a Christian servant who told him about Jesus Christ, and that led that kind of man to ask him for a visit to his village. And he kept asking for about 2 years till the servant answered his request. And he went to the Zabbalin village after that kind man had led him to it. And where the kind man took him to the summit of his village. And while the servant was standing on the summit, he saw a big hole below a huge rock, which became the monastery of St. Simon the Tanner. The servant had kept praying in that place for a long time, without knowing God's purpose. And after 3 weeks of praying, there was a storm happened when he found a flying paper from the garbage. Had a verse saying, "Now the Lord spoke to Paul in the night by a vision. Do not be afraid, but speak, and do not keep silent, for I am with you, and no one will attack you to hurt you, for I have many people in this city." Thus the servant considered that was the God's voice, and started his ministry in this village, as he built a church of tin which was expanded and developed gradually, till it became the monastery of St. Simon the Tanner. The monastery was established 1,000 years after his great miracle and his death. At the far end of this village, it lies behind Manshiyat Nasr. St. Simon Monastery has vaulted gate, and it contains 5 churches. The first church belongs to the Virgin Mary and St. Simon. It is the first church which was consecrated in 1986. was consecrated on 2 stages. At first it was only a huge cave of limestone in the bosom of the hill. The audience were seated on straw rocks around the altar, which was prepared in 1986. The second stage was consecrated in November 1994, which falls on St. Simon Feast. The church was reconstructed and the ground was deepened once more, and fixed seats were constructed around the altar in the form of quarter circle auditorium to accommodate up to 5,000 people, and thus it became the biggest church in the monastery. The church has a vestibule lying in the southern side of the church in order to reach it. Its choir is engraved into a mountain itself, and it has an altar with an iconostasis which has an icon for the 12 disciples and the crucifixion icon on its top. The choir has also an engraved place of the mountain, which has saints' relics. As it has a marble compartment, which has St. Simon body on its right side. St. Simon relic was discovered in 1991. In St. Mary Church, the Hanging Church, while it was renovated in Babylon, Old Cairo. In the year 1974, up on the ceiling and to the right side of the altar, an obvious engraved figure of the Virgin Mary holding the baby Jesus Christ was discovered, not touched by any human hand, as if she was blessing the place. It was later revised in the year 1994, while the ceiling was preparing for the church altar.